Uh-oh. This is not working. Hang on. It's a little sideways, but... come on, arm. Alright. So I get some people actually watching. So, what we're doing, for those who are rewatching this, since I have 0 viewers right now, I'm doing a fix on what just came in the mail today for me. It is the Dino Fury Mosa Razor Zord, which is a really, really dumb name. But I saw this, and I thought it would be an awesome Predacon because of, well, look at it. It looks awesome. Selling point is the jaw collar. Hi, Bubby. What's up? What you need? He wants milk, Mama. We're gonna get him some milk. Bubby, you want milk? Let me get you a new cup. Mama, if you would do a taste test and make sure this is okay.
Bring it to me.
Because I don't know milk. Anyway, take it to Mama. Take it to Mama. So, one of the things I've heard about this Dino Fury line is that these little Lego type pegs here have a tendency of breaking. So any of them that have those like hollow bits in it, I'm going to go through and attempt to reinforce them so I don't have any breakages in the future. I've managed to avoid it because I've had it all of 14 seconds, so that's good. And then a problem with mine right out of the box, the right elbow will not bend in either direction. Let's see if I can't get a good view of it. I don't know if you can see the splitting that's happening there. So I'm going to go in and see if I can't figure out what's causing that so that I can have elbow articulation, because I've also heard that the elbows on the T-Rex, Dino Fury, whatever, have a habit of breaking. So we're gonna try to avoid any breakages on this thing. Got my handy dandy screwdriver set. And actually, I'm going to do something real quick. Okay. Okay, cool. We're back. Alright, so I gotta figure out which... I just did the thing. I hate that thing. I'm in Paris, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. Eiffel Tower back there. Alright. I've got a good sized Phillips head. Hi, Bubby. You want more milk? You want more? Do you want more? Do you want milk? We're going to give Declan milk because he's 2. Oh, I said his name. Oh, well.
Don't forget the honey, Dada, or you will have a coup on your hands.
I'm going to leave it up to you to shake it out.
That's fine.
Here you go, Bubby. Say hi, Bubby.
Hi, Dada.
Alright, look out. Let me get this back in the fridge.
Hey, Mama, say.
Alright.
I'm shaking it. Do you want to go watch Spider-Man?
Spoderman. Spoderman.
Babe, Goliath, the voice of Goliath, is the big bad guy in this thing.
Keith David.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I'm surprised he's still working. He was old like 12 years ago.
I'm happy he's still working.
I mean, I am too. I'm glad he's still feeling virile enough for that. I mean, for anyone to bounce back from the Cape, that's a pretty big deal. That was a just awful show. So I got 2 screws out of the back of the arm here. I'm assuming it'll just pop open. Oh, poop. It's not just opening. Let's see. Damn your good construction. No, really. Why is this still together? I don't know. Shoot. This could be really bad. If I'm not able to... So like the arm, the bicep actually wants to come apart. Right there. But the screw that I took out of the shoulder pad that's compressing it together, that shoulder pad isn't coming out apart. But I don't know why. Huh. That is un problema. Don't like that at all. The arm can come off, can't it? Get a better look at it. So you can see the arm wants to come apart, but the shoulder pad is holding it together. Huh. And there's no other screw. It's gotta be glued. That's not good. Oh, shoot. You know, I can handle bad QC issues when it gives me an opportunity to fix them. But if I can't fix them, then that's a real problem. Right, so maybe I can fix it. I feel like the arm is loose in there now. I just pulled it out. So what is the problem? I'm 7 minutes into this live stream and I don't know how to fix this. Is the arm just too tight? So that's what we're looking at right there. See if I can get it to focus on that. Can't see that really, can you? Okay. So my guess is that the screw was maybe not tight enough to grip the part of the elbow joint that... So if I hold it tighter, I don't see, it still wants to split that. I don't like that. Ooh, didn't like how that sounded. Okay. That isn't... How does this work? They put it in backwards? That would be something. I'm gonna take apart the other arm and see the ratcheting works there quite well. What is wrong? That at all. Okay, so we're going to take this one apart. I'm going to take the left arm apart and see if I can't figure out what it looks like when it's working right. The left arm, I'm not having any problems. I'm assuming I don't need to take the shoulder pad screw out because... Well, maybe I do. That kind of loosened it up, I think, on the right one. Should add some viewers, that would be nice. Oh, I guess I gotta do this more consistently. Right. Let's see now. let's see what we can see. That just popped right out, didn't it? So I've got this little piece in here that seems to be working just fine on this one. Let's see. So let's keep the left arm pieces together. But now this one doesn't want to come out. It's like it's fused. Huh. Alright, so I've pulled the right one out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to swap them. Let's see if that doesn't fix the problem. Right ratchet in left arm. Left ratchet in right arm. Okay, so let's get the right arm back together. That was our problem piece. That's Seth Green.
I'm kind of super digging this series.
See, it ratcheted like twice, and now it's not doing it again. It's not even ratcheting, it's just opening the arm. What is wrong with this thing?
Baby shark in the hole.
Baby shark in the hole?
Fair warning.
What do you mean? Oh, is he asking for it?
No, but he's not paying attention to this one and he's getting into stuff.
Ah, that's fine. Oh, God. It's just not going to work.
Declan, will you turn off these lanterns, please?
That is unfortunate. Okay, so not being able to open up the arm means that I don't have any way of finding out what the actual problem is. I'm going to have to assume that the problem is inside the left arm. Okay, or the right arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the arm back in with the left ratchet, because I don't think it matters, honestly. Alright, it's kind of a pain to get back in there because you have to like force the plastic apart, and it's kind of hard to show on screen, but yeah, it's like prying it apart right there, and I don't like it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the screw kind of tighter than I probably should, and hope that that gives it enough grip on the ratchet when I try to rotate it. So what I think is happening is there's a square hole inside of the bicep that is supposed to hold onto a square peg that is the ratchet. Working. And then it stops working. That's so unfortunate. Tighten it more. Get it just stupid tight. That seems to be solving the problem. It's still kind of splitting the plastic when I ratchet it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But, hello, viewer. So this is a live stream / let's chat. I'm working on the Mosa Razor Zord that I just got. Oh, Andy's gone. Okay, so it seems like the arm is working. It's not great. Like I can, oh, here I can rotate that. So every time it ratchets, you can see the bicep wanting to come apart. And I don't like it, but it is, at the very least, ratcheting. So we're going to put the left arm back together and hope that the problem is solved. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. So, what story should I tell, babe?
About
I don't know. What story should I tell? Oh, this left one's not wanting to go back in.
relating to what?
I don't know. the people would want to hear.
My brain is almost always going to go to me pooping in your hand, so.
Not telling that story. So, and that's now on the internet forever. So, I hope you're happy with that.
I love you.
It's your butt you're talking about, not mine. So, alright. So we're gonna go ahead and put old Mosa back together. I don't know why I'm doing my Tantomon voice, but I am. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. That little side project you and I are working on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to talk about it before I release it, but
Eventually.
there's something I'm working on. I'm hoping to edit it next week, and then maybe it'll be up Friday. I don't know. All right, left arm. Oh, I didn't check the ratchet on it. All right, that seems to work, and that seems to work. All right. Now, because I'm still 12 and going through voice changes. Oh, that was easy. I think what I could have done was just to tighten that screw. Honestly, I think the screw was just loose, which would have been a great easy fix right out the gate. So, Mosasaur and probably the Champion Zord as well, the T-Rex one, and I don't know what the other blue one, the Pterodactyl. If you're not ratcheting on the elbow, it may be worth just tightening whatever screw is there. I don't know if the others have the same screws or not, but it seemed like a pretty easy fix. Now, the elbow joint is really thin. You can see right there. So, I don't know how long that's going to last. That feels like a fix needing to happen. Like an inevitable breakage, but I don't know. I didn't expect this thing to be so huge. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find every peg on this that has these hollow ventings, which really is a bad idea for any sort of foundational structure combining mechanism. I don't know why Hasbro went with that, because there are plenty of the little pegs on here that, like if you look at the little ammonite thing, like those are solid pegs. And I haven't heard of any breakages on those, but I have on the hollow pegs, so seems like a poor choice to me. I haven't heard of any breakages on the ports either. I think those are probably pretty sturdy. Also, if a port breaks, it's less visibly obvious. And if there are 3 other ports that are still working, I don't know if you would actually have a problem. So we're going to work on the pegs on the chest, pegs on the back, those ones right there, the side ones on the legs, and the arms, the shoulders look fine, and I think there's some at the waist. Yeah, the waist ones. So the waist have those hollow bits too. Just really poor design choice. Like, this thing feels sturdy, but then I get to the elbow and those pegs, and it's like you wanted them to break. That's really disappointing. There's some on the bottom of the feet that look good. I don't know why they couldn't have all been the solid pieces. So, all right. So we're going to be doing the waist pegs. So we're going to have to take that screw out of each of his butt cheeks. And I'm assuming this will come apart. Yep. Left butt cheek. And the crotch come off. Is that more screw holes? I'll have my phone, because that's my phone. Looks like more screws. And I don't have a screwdriver long enough to fit down there. Oh, this is such a pain. Okay, I gotta go get other screwdrivers. I needed something that didn't have. I needed a longer neck on the thinner, longer neck on the screwdrivers. So, got one of these little doos. Little doos? I don't know. Yeah, that's perfect. It's going to go right in there in these two little screw holes that were revealed when I took off the left butt cheek. Alright. Always make sure to have yourself a handy dandy little bowl or something to put your screws in whenever you're working on a project like this. Because the last thing you want to do is lose them. And if you actually have multiple basins, you can separate by screw size. So in my second little basin here, I'm going to be putting... Well, it looks like they're the same size screws, but I'm going to keep them separate anyway, because they're small enough that there could be a difference in size that I don't recognize. Oh. Okay. Alright, so what I've done, this is the pre-constructed version. Oh, why the live chat thing is right in my way. So, left butt cheek came off, and then this part comes apart, and I want to make sure that everything's in there. That's what that looks like from the inside. What I'm looking for is this piece right here, is what I need to do. Ugh, I don't like how that looks. Look at that. That is awful. That is so much hollowness where there's supposed to be structure, and I don't even know how I'm going to get glue in there. It's like, this is terrible design. This was cheap, so I can't even complain. But at the same time, like, you don't want to buy something that's predestined to break. So, what we have here, my old friend Gorilla Glue. Yeah. I'm wondering if Gorilla Glue or Super Glue isn't the best option for this. It's the Gorilla Glue, it's going to hold stronger. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do something that will allow for more flexibility. They're both going to run pretty heavily. So, got a toothpick to guide the flow. We're gonna just do super glue. And see, my thing with Gorilla Glue is that when it grabs onto something, it's like, this is mine now. And it doesn't matter if that something is a necessary peg for combination or your finger, but yeah, it likes to hold. Okay. Oh, this is a brand new one. Haven't opened it yet. Wahoo! Alright, we're going to try and do just 2 pegs at a time, because I feel like trying to control the flow on more than one at a time is going to be darn near impossible. So, in I go. So I'm going to just try and get some Gorilla Glue inside of that peg to strengthen it and make it a solid piece, rather than the hollow shell of what it should be. You told me to buy Heath bars.
Yeah, the fun size.
Yeah, I bought what they had.
I love you.
They didn't have fun size. Why is it doing that? I don't know what this is doing. Do I need to open it? Is it already dry? Oh no! The Gorilla Glue is dry. Uh-oh. Unopened. Brand new.
Do you have another one?
This is the other one. Uh-oh. It's wet enough to get on the screwdriver, but the hole is too thin. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... So I'm going to put the glue on the toothpick and see if I can't insert it into the Oh, see, I'm already getting it everywhere. Oh no! The disaster has begun. I just glued my finger to the screwdriver. Behold the fumes. So because this is such a small area, the hole at the bottom of the peg is much, much smaller than the peg itself. Whoop! Almost dropped it. Is much smaller than the peg itself. Literally about the width of a kind of a. This is an average size toothpick, and I'm gonna have to cook that glue off of this screwdriver once I'm done. So I'm just getting globs of it on the end of the toothpick and inserting it in the hole, like you do, and. Oh man, this is being very uncooperative. This is not working as I had hoped. Is he watching this? Mm-hmm. Say turn it off, please. So right now I'm working on a prefix of a non-broken Mosa Zord from Dino Fury. And what I've heard is that there are real breakage problems on the pegs. I'm getting glue everywhere. Is this the Pink Fong movie?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it sounded familiar.
Even though we've been avoiding it for a year, you never get that tragedy out of your mind.
No. Okay, so I don't think the Gorilla Glue is going to work because it's not flowing into the places of the pegs that I need it to. So what we're going to do is leave this one to dry. And we're going to try Gorilla Glue on the others because that's the only option I have. Alright, and I got Gorilla Glue all over my screwdriver. Real smart. Okay. Let's get that off. Yeah, real smart move, Mike. Alright. You have a lighter, right?
Lighter? Yeah, in the...
Don't do this at home. Alright, we're gonna let that cool off. And let's see here. Let's get the... Where didn't I get glue? And that Gorilla Glue kind of ended up everywhere. Yikes. Okay. So we're going to take off the right butt cheek. Right butt cheek is off. This is no longer hot. Hopefully I burned off all the Gorilla Glue. Yeah, it seems to be working. So we're not going to worry about that too much. Now the right side of the pelvis is a little bit different because it has a little flip down doohickey in it that connects the two halves of the pelvis together. So we're gonna be careful as we empty out these screws and take it apart. God damn it. For those of you who don't have kids or have been fortunate enough to avoid the horror that is the whatever pink fong something such movie. Alright, I'm actually going to put these two halves back together so I don't lose that middle piece I was just talking about. I got my peg section out. I'm going to put my right leg out of the way. Find where I put my super glue. If any of it's still not even undry, i.e. wet. Alright, will anything come out of this? What is up with my glues? All my glues are dry.
Do you know, I almost bought you some more when we were at the store, just in case, and I'm really wishing that I had now.
Okay, so I need...
Do you want me to run to the store real quick?
No, I'll just use this and see if I can't find a more creative way to get it down in the peg holes. Or the holes of the pegs. Let's see. What options do I have?
I can hit Family Dollar, take the child, turn off ping pong.
Nah, it's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the toothpick to scoop out some of my semi-dried Gorilla Glue. And instead of trying to stick them in through the bottom, I'm going to stick them in through the side. Into those little vents. And see if that doesn't do it. In fact, I have some pins here. And what I may do is I may get it onto the toothpick, scrape it onto the pin, and then try and get it inside that little hole. Let's see how that goes. Okay. So I've got my toothpick with Gorilla Glue on it. Some off the bottom here first. And I'm going to go into the one I was already working on. Oh, somebody messaged me.
What was that sound?
It was him being weird, Mama. And I really need it like right on the tip too. I can't have it on any of the... It's got to be like right on the pin head. Or right on the pin point. Pinpoint, that's the term. Okay. That was marginally successful, I think. So after I do this, I'm not going to be able to put this guy together for a full 24 hours. And I'm going to want to be careful. So if I've widened that peg at all accidentally with the Gorilla Glue, I'm going to make it even tighter of a grip, and that could create a breaking problem in itself. So I want to be very careful when I'm dealing with this going forward. Let's get this index finger. So glue, vent hole. Oh, that's a big blob. I'll try and stick this in through the bottom. Alright, and then some more through the side. Oh, got more Gorilla Glue on my fingers. I kind of hate that I have to even do this. I thought this was going to be a quick fix, and it is not, because of the way this is structured. what I wanted to do was fill these pegs with just chunks of, like, big globs of glue, and it's not really possible with how small the hole at the bottom of the peg, each peg is. I'm hoping that for the other pegs on this, that the holes are bigger at the bottom, so that it'll be easier to just pour some in. Because that's the ideal scenario. Like big globs of Gorilla Glue. And I don't know how well this is going to turn out. Okay, so we're gonna not mess with those anymore. I'm gonna put the lid back on our Gorilla Glue to keep what little of it is wet. Alright, and we have our halves. Let's put that back together. How's this go? That is our right butt cheek. I feel like I'm missing a piece. Ah, there we go. Okay. Alright. Left side, right side. So we're going to grab the right leg and take out this screw on the side here, because I think that's going to allow me to take off this gray, it's supposed to be silver panel. Which at some point I may spray paint silver. I don't know. That may happen, that may not. So at this point we've got a lot of screws out, so we've got to be extra careful that we don't spill our... Oh, don't tell me. Not again. Alright, maybe this knee screw will allow me to take it out. You know, for how poorly constructed this is in some ways, it's really well constructed. Which is frustrating. I ran into this problem with my... Yeah, it's not coming... Oh, wait, hang on. The whole leg can just split in half. With my Combiner Wars Leader class Megatron, I was trying to take the hips apart so that I could swap them, I think. And it's just not doable. I'd seen pictures of people who had done it online. I take the foot off. I took out the 3 screws. I'd seen pictures of people who'd done it online, or at least one guy, so that ball joint is glued together. Or at least one guy who had attempted to get those hips apart and just mangled the figure. So I found a workaround where instead of taking the hips apart, I just swapped them. And things turned out pretty well. I liked the end result. So I'm gonna break that if I damn the construction on this thing. Okay. So, something just fell out, which is probably bad. I think it was something to make the knee joint ratchet, which is tight. However, despite that, I don't feel any difference. But I do see where it goes. So we're going to attempt to put that back. Okay. So, did this just pop on? Okay. So, we're going to skip doing this on the legs. Because not only can I not get the leg apart in the way that I need to, and I'm losing pieces, even if I could get the leg apart, I do not believe that I would be able to get the... Where's that supposed to go? I do not believe that I would be able to get the piece off. Does that go here? Oh, it goes in the hip. Okay, so when I took the legs apart, the hips have little pieces in them right there, and that is what fell out. So, warning, that's a thing. Put those in our little basin. We're going to put the leg back together. I don't foresee the little side gray panel on the leg being used as much or for as much structural support. Because I think typically when you're putting something on the side of the leg, it would just be one piece. You're not trying to add a limb or a torso. So we're going to just pretend like that one's not going to have a problem and hope that one doesn't have a problem. Because this sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Those do look thicker though, despite the fact that they have the hollow bits, than the hip ones that I just did. So theoretically, they won't be as much of a problem, and they're probably going to be used less and for less support. So that's an L. I gotta take the L on that one. Okay. Alright, so the waist ones were really small. The leg ones, we couldn't do at all. Alright. Alright, so legs are to the side. Alright, now for... Is it just the one more? Oh, I wanted to get the ones in the butt cheeks as well. Oh, see, and those don't look. Damn it. Did you want to still go to Family Dollar?
I can if you need me to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want me to take him?
Yeah. Go ahead and go to Family Dollar. If they have Gorilla Glue, preferably. If they just have regular super glue. And
Declan, do you want to go with Mommy?
I need it to kind of be runny. I need more of the liquidy stuff, less like, so if there's like a no run version, don't get that. Because I need it to flow into a really small space, and I can deal with the consequences of it flows out. And I can't deal with the consequences of it not flowing at all. So, damn. Oh yeah, the screwdriver. I think he may have pooped. Did you poop?
No.
Yeah. Big doo-doo. Big doo-doo. Alright, can you put that back? Because it's owie. That's owie. Owie! Oh, you hurt me. Ow. You put... If you leave him behind? Well, I'm going to work on another piece. Okay. So... Put that away. Don't play with that stuff. You want to go with Mommy to Family Dollar to the store? Okay, so I'm going to take the head out. Never mind, we're going to get it. Put that down. It's owie. Go see Mama and get your diaper changed. I got your poop yesterday. What am I doing wrong? Alright, the head came out. So, in order to get to the pegs on the front, I'm going to have to completely disassemble the entire torso. So, we're just going to go at this from the back. And just in case anyone wanted a reason not to have kids. There you go. Alright. So, just, I'm having to use a long neck screwdriver on this. Make sure you take that outside and not leave it in here when you go. You're going to be walking out the back anyway. Yeah, that was the one I had yesterday. Alright, so it looks like it's just 4 screws to start with at least. 2 of them are really hard to get to, though, because there's... Oh my god, how did they do this? So there's these gold pieces, which are kind of blocking the other screw holes. Why have they constructed this in such a way that I can't get it apart? It's very frustrating. Declan! I think those are glued in there. Why? Why did they do this? Alright, so I'm taking a flathead and I'm going to stick it between the gold and the blue. I can't figure out how to get it out.
Mommy's going bye-bye.
Oh my god. Everything about this is so hard to take apart. Alright. Stop thinking problems, start thinking solutions. I had like an L bent screwdriver, like an Allen wrench, with a Phillips head on it. I don't have anything like that. Or maybe I do. Let's try the little one. Nope. Damn it. Okay. And no one is here still. And I straight up just cannot get a screwdriver down to touch that screw head. I'm getting a smaller flathead, and I'm trying to wedge it between the gold and the blue. Oh, I'm hearing cracks. That's good. That is actually good. I'm not being facetious. All right. I just popped it right out. So I just took the smallest flathead screwdriver I could, and I wedged it between the gold and the blue there, because there's kind of a spot where it doesn't match. And since I'm going to have more Gorilla Glue here in a bit anyway, I'm just going to glue it back in. Bye-bye, Bubby. Yeah. I love you. Where'd that diaper go? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, why is it saying 7 minutes? Oh, I'm in an hour 7. Okay. And there are 2 pegs that it actually goes back onto. I don't know if you can see them right there. But I'll just glue those back on. Hell, maybe I won't. And now that I've got it, it's stuck back on there. All right, so we'll do the same thing. This one seems to be stuck a little bit better. All right. That hurts. Leaving marks on my hand. All right. Don't want to mangle this thing too much. This one side's fighting me a little bit harder. I am leaving some dig marks in there. If that bothers you, don't do this. But it is on the back. Oh, it will be on the top of the Mosasaur though, in beast mode, or whatever you Transformers fans call it. I mean, Power Rangers fans. Personally, I originally bought this to be a Predacon. Don't tell my wife. I also bought the Champion Sword 5-pack. So that's going to be coming sometime next week, because I was looking forward to combining with this thing, which is one of the reasons I'd like to have the pegs ready to go as soon as that 5-pack arrives. So, Alright, I think I've almost got it. This one is fighting me a little bit more, but I've almost got it. If I break those pegs off that it's connected to, I'm not so upset, because I am going to just glue this bad boy back on. So I've wedged it out just a little bit, like I've started wedging there, and now that I've got some space beneath it, I just stick the screwdriver in. Looks like one of the pegs did break off. Not a big loss. Not too worried about it. A bad boy's going to get Gorilla Glue back on. Or again, maybe not. Maybe I'll try and... Maybe I'll just use like one little spot of it or two. So if I have to do this again, I'll be able to break them off without worrying about breaking the toy. Because if these pegs break, I mean, the whole combining gimmick... I mean, like, it's like Lego. If you had to... You know, I mean, it's not because you can replace the Lego bricks easier, but these are a lot more specialized. So you want to make sure that the pieces that you have are going to last. And this screw is just fighting me. Which is what I'm trying to make happen here. Because I was kind of pining over this thing for days, and I finally pulled the trigger to buy it on Amazon. $27. I think 30 in total. Okay, that screw is just... It doesn't matter. The screw is still in there, but the half cannot. So you've got this sort of... It disassembles there. You've got... let's see. So you pull this... This is the chest portion upside down of the robot mode. Excuse me. This is the chest portion upside down right now of the robot form. Why is it when I say robot, my voice keeps cracking? It's got the little, this thing here. I think that's something, because I guess, theoretically, if your ports break, you could swap them out for the ones that are on the back, assuming you can get the thing apart. I don't even know. I'm not even going to try. It looks like this, if it falls out, you want to get it back into that middle rack. There's kind of like 3 slots there. You want to get them in the middle one, because I'm assuming it's supposed to be flush with the bottom there, because that is the waist. Yeah, this thing could have had a waist rotation really easily, and I'm kind of irritated that they didn't put in that. I mean, but it was, you know, it was $30 for like a huge figure. I forgot to do a size comparison earlier, but this is a current day leader class figure of Megatron. Now, I've got it on the table, so you can't really see it much, but it'll give you an idea of the head. Okay, maybe I do need to put it on something. So that's the Megatron. This is the leg of this thing. Like, it's freaking huge. It is just under the exact shoulder of Megatron. Just the hip. So, like, I want to complain about lack of waist rotation, but I kind of can't. Okay. So this is the headpiece with the rotation. There's a little piece here that it looks like you don't want to lose. So make sure you keep it. In fact, I'm just going to put that in the basin. That little ring thing at the bottom. And yeah, that'll be easy to remember which way it goes, because there are little notches right there, little balloon notches that match perfectly with notch grooves on the ring thing, so it's going to be easy to know which way's up and which way's down. Alright. Now, what was I doing? So I want to get to those peg holes. Same thing. Now, the chest one's going to be a lot harder, because if any of the glue flows outward from those vent holes, it's going to be visible from the front, which it wasn't as big of a problem on some of the other spots, because they're going to, you know, they're on the side. I'm not too worried about it. They're on the back. I'm not too worried about it. But that front chest piece, you want to make sure it doesn't look jank. So that's going to be a priority. Really wish I could have gotten these off, but with that ball joint glued, you know what? I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. I'm going to take the leg apart, and I'm going to try and split that ball joint, and I can glue it back together, because I'm going to have glue. So we're going whole hog. because I want to get those little side gray panels. I want to make sure that as few pieces as possible are likely to break. So we're gonna go all in. And I got more Gorilla Glue on my hand. So we're getting the screws out of the sides of the leg here. And there we go. Boy, I wish anyone was watching this right now. I wish that they hadn't used so darn much glue and disassemble stoppers on this thing. I don't know what else to call it. I wonder if I can't just weasel that apart until it... Because I have, okay. I'm gonna... So, you can see there where it's starting to come apart. I know it's not in focus. You can kind of see there where it's starting to come apart. I'm gonna wedge the flathead up in there and drive it up. That's not good. That's not good at all. It's not following the lineup, so we're gonna go from the other side. We're gonna go from the other side. Oh, darn it. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I'm just peeling it apart. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Two, not totally perfect, but doable halves. I do have some stress marks, but those aren't going to be visible because they're going to be concealed when the leg is on, or the foot is on, which this didn't need glue. It did not need glue. So, yeah, I'm glad I went through with this because I don't even need to glue it back together. So we're going to take out this rubber piece here, which is the front and back of the leg. I got to take the upper leg thigh piece off. Which leg are we on? We're on the left leg. And let's get this rubber piece out. Kind of has a unique setup there. That's strange. It's got like a black piece screwed in there. So you've got two gold pieces that make up the front shin piece and sticking out of the back calf piece of the leg. We're going to stick that on the left side so we know which way it goes. And look, there we go. Screws to get to our shield piece. All right, brilliant. And I think the shield piece is the same on both sides. So I don't need to keep track of which one goes where. All right. Oh, now these screws are definitely smaller, so we're going to put those in a separate section of the basin. Get that. Keep them separate, because this is a much shallower piece. Look at that. I got it out. I think this gives you a better idea of how tiny the little hole is, because essentially I need to get it into, let's see if I can point it out. Man, it's hard to see, I know. This tiny little hole here. There's two other little holes that connect to it, but really I need to get it in that itty bitty little hole right there. The harder one to see of the three on each peg. So that's, oh, and it's even marked L, so we know it's the left side. In fact, what you probably could do, I'm going to go ahead and do it, just reassemble the leg without the screws. Alright, so that's got to be sticking out front. This is a weird layout. Okay, so I'm just going to stick those back together. Right, that's my left leg. Stick it back in the left foot. Look at that! That's perfect! It does not need that glue. Okay. So that's that piece. Yeah, this is gonna work out. this is gonna work. Now, left leg, right leg. The reason I'm taking all of these apart at the same time is because my wife is out getting me replacement glue for the disaster glue that apparently everything I have dried up, even though they hadn't yet been opened, which is really frustrating. So, oh, I wish people were here. Why is no one talking to me? Probably because I make faces like this. I cannot believe how big this thing is. It's as tall. This Zord alone, this Mosa Zord alone, is as tall as my Legacy Ninja Megazord and my Soul of Chogokin Megazord. What? Are you serious? This thing is enormous. And look, I get that the quality on those is a lot better. The paint on those is a lot better. You've got chrome. You've got a lot of other selling points. But for $30, a Transformers Voyager right now, which is considerably, man, this was so easy. The ball joint just split right in half. Just, I mean, be careful if you're going to do this, but the glue that they used is fortunately quite cheap, or not terribly strong. My guess is they used some generic off-brand super glue, whatever, what have you. What was I saying? But yeah, a Transformers Voyager right now, which is going to be considerably smaller than this. Transformers Leader, which is considerably smaller than this. The Voyager is $30. $30. The Leader, again, also smaller than this by a wide margin. $50 or more for either of those. I don't know the exact current market price, but like that's like I'm happy with this. Like I'm having a good time customizing it. It's challenging me to some degree, and you know, like not bad, guys. Not you Power Rangers fans kind of blowing us out of the water, us Transformers fans out of the water. Now, one of the things I have considered is spray painting these supposed to be silver parts genuinely silver. And I would consider doing the silver ones and not the gold, because the gold pieces, most of them, if not all, I think the feet are the exception. Yeah, and the top of the head are rubbery, and they're not going to hold. They're not going to hold spray paint. They're not going to hold paint. So I do have a silver paint. I could do those. I could do all of these. I wouldn't be able to do. Yeah, maybe I could do the forearm ones. I could do the forearm ones. And so I'm considering doing. You know, it keeps leaving me. I could do the forearm ones in kind of a chromish silver, and I don't know about these because I don't see any screws on these. This is probably glued together. I don't know. Maybe not. That might be a little much because I'd have to do the pegs. I'm not going to do it. Right, and it's pretty easy to reassemble the leg. All right, and now I'm just waiting on my glue. Oh, so let's see. I'm gonna do this piece, and this piece. So I have, not counting the two I've done already, and it's already starting to mist. It's fine. It's an internal component. I'm not too worried about it. Internal in the sense that in most modes you use it for, you're probably not going to see it. So I'm not too super upset about that. So right now I'm just waiting for my wife to get back with some sort of glue. And I'm just investigating the internals of this bad boy, who I really like. Like this whole thing has got such a nice, unique design. One of the things I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I really like this collar. That's so cool. And it, it's a little much with the sword section here. I know that has something to do with the robots in the show. It's like the ranger goes into a smaller big robot that jumps into this one and becomes its head. It's sort of a headmaster setup. But it's their own unique take on it, and it sounds like my wife is back. But I don't know. I was watching Power Ranger Tube's videos of this, and it just I just needed it, man. It's got such a Predacon vibe. Kind of feels like a Zord, but also kind of not. And yeah, I'm just all about that. So my glue is here, hopefully. At least a flowery bag is here.
I was supposed to get glue?
You're not funny. You've never been funny.
I'm always funny.
No, you're like cosmically funny. Okay. Super glue Loctite liquid.
You've just always been jealous of my natural comedic tendencies.
We're gonna go with that. We're gonna allow you to think that. So, crack one of these bad boys open. So we're gonna start with the butt cheeks, because if I screw up those, they're the least likely to be seen are the ones that I have remaining to do, because they are on the back. Then I will do the side panels, and once I feel totally comfortable, if I feel totally comfortable, I'm going to work on the chest piece, because that's the one I want to screw up the least. So let's see how this turns out. These are going to be the easiest, actually, the butt cheek ones, because the peg is buried down inside of another hole. So I'll be able to stick the glue nozzle into that bigger hole and kind of aim it at the littler hole. And I'm saying aiming into holes a lot, and I'm just going to go ahead and stop, because I know how that sounds and I'm on the internet. Alright, let's do a beta test. Very liquidy. Is Mia growling at someone?
I think she's just growling to growl.
Woo! Okay, that filled really fast. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. Let's see if I can do the next one on camera, because if I want to screw one up, it's going to be the left butt cheek one I screw up. So I'm doing this one here, and I'm going to stick it in the hole. There you go. I think you saw it fill up. Oh, yes, baby. That is exactly what Daddy wanted. Okay. So the remaining ones I'm going to do while I'm looking at them, because it was kind of a gamble to do that. It goes to show that when you have the right tools, in this case, super glue that isn't dry. Woo! That one's a little full. That one's a little full. I might let that one drain a bit. The job gets done a lot easier. And I actually did get some super glue out of that. Right. I'm going to lean these, ooh, I guess, against each other. Oops. No, I am just making a mess. So, we're just going to set them down. I got glue on my hand. And see how it lands. Just see what happens. Great thing about these is they won't have to dry as long. So, 2, 3, 4. We're going to redo 2 and 3. Those look good. Those look good. Get that one again. Okay. So, damn it. That's the second time I've put my arm down on the nozzle of the glue. Alright, so just gluing those holes. So it is Friday night. This is how I spend my Friday nights. Right. This is gonna work. All right, now this is the big gamble one, so I want to be extra careful with it because it is the front of the Zord. Or Predacon. And yes, that is Baby Shark, the illustrious. That is the awesome, high-ranked, not hated at all Baby Shark playing in the background. Because when you have a child, the only thing more annoying than Baby Shark is the child.
You must say something good about your kid.
Well, I mean, he's got to do something to earn it first. All right. I'm going to weight the chest so it's setting on the pegs but not leaning in either direction. All right. I think I don't want to preemptively jinx myself, but I think this was a success.
Baby shark.
What I will want to do is, once these have dried, I'm going to want to go back with a razor blade and scrape off any of the excess plastic that, or not plastic, glue that may be sticking outward from where the peg had stopped, so that it's not getting caught on the port and actually creating a bigger breakage problem that would have existed when the glue wasn't there. So that is a possibility. That I could do more damage by doing this fix, but I think if I'm patient and careful and observant, I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good custom. So I will. Oh, hi. Oh, look how sweet he is. You want to say hi to the internet? Say hi, internet. So I think what I'm going to do is, I don't think I'm going to shoot any video part, but I'll probably, let's say I throw up some pictures right now for how this turned out. And yeah, once I get any of the pieces that connect with this, I'll be able to hopefully go at it with gusto and not worry about breakages. So we'll call that the end of the custom video. And yeah, I'll see you all later.